Hi gardening friends, I'm Lark and I'd like to welcome you to my veggie garden. I don't think I've done one yet this year. This is something new. We put up a new gazebo canopy on our deck, so I took the old one and I used it as an arch to my entrance and exit of the veggie garden. And I'm growing scarlet runner beans up the trellis. I just deadheaded them. I'm not letting them get beans right now because I want them to look like I have pretty red flowers on. I think the exit one has flowers on yet. And then some succulents in a little wagon. I have to chicken wire the beans because the bunnies or the woodchuck or whoever eats them. And over on this side I have a little wheelbarrow. Some hens and chicks, and those are hardy outside on the left hand corner, and then the flapjack succulent. I don't know the real name for it. Platter plant too, so I think some people call it. Asparagus patch. I didn't get any asparagus this year. I've been fighting beetles. Calendula. Amaranth. That just reseeded from last year. There were quite a few in here. I just keep pulling them out. And comfrey. The calendula I do harvest and make a oil infusion from. Some hyssop. Gives a nice licorice taste to my tea. Lots of Japanese beetles, again, and they're hovering right now. I have my raspberries chicken wired, netted, and rope on them to hold them up. And I am getting some nice raspberries this year. We just had a beautiful rain. It had been about 20 days since we had one. That's a Japanese, red mustard going to seed. Mostly I'll save one stem of seed, but mostly I do it for the flower and attracting beneficial insects. A lot of honeybees this year that I'm pleased with. They really pollinated these raspberries nicely. And some lavender. That lavender is in one hole of the cinder block. I don't know how it even grows. It has to be so root bound. Carrots, purple haze, and some sugar sweet or some orange carrot. So a purple carrot and an orange carrot, and then I have cucumber, soyo cucumber, a long skinny, less seeds in it. Celery, my celery plants. I shouldn't have to buy celery. I can take a stalk off or two. I didn't know that. Someone said last on their video that you can do that. So let it mature, but take off what you need on the outside edge. This is a Kentucky Wonder pole bean. And I have it supported by saplings. And again, the Japanese beetles love it. I shake it because I certainly can't get up that high. And when I have to pick, I just pull down the sapling. It's pliable enough to do that. Bird bath out of Mexican sombrero hat. Of course, blue. And I use it as a bird bath. And what I why I do that is it helps the birds stay over here and eat some of the insects. So I don't put food out for them. I just put water out. And there's a hole in that rock, so I planted a hens and chicks. So in here I also have bachelor buttons, some more calendula, oops, and potatoes. I just planted them, I think about 2 weeks ago, because my ones down below are so yucky. I don't know if I'll get potatoes. And beautiful dill. Cilantro going to seed. I just let it seed. Bachelor buttons. Mexican sunflower. Some holy basil. Looks like regular basil, but it is Tulsi. Holy basil. Wish I could grow kale like some of you. But it feeds me, so it's good. Parsley going to seed. My broccoli needs picking. Some Swiss chard. And the red ones over there. Kohlrabi. My onions really overcrowded and I got them twigged up, so I quit walking on them. Now I don't have to go in there too often, but when I had to plant other things, I was stepping on their leaves. Calendula, of course we eat that. Borage. Borage I have quite a few places. I forgot to mention that. And then also over here by the carrots, and I deadhead it. I cut it back and deadhead it so I get bloom for a longer time. And I have to stake it too. I just tie it to the gazebo. Now the tomatoes I have are, this one here is an Amish paste. These were all started on February 13th. And I am getting a few that are ripening. Mexican sunflower. This one here is what? Super beef steak. Another Mexican sunflower. Black Krim, which I have harvested 3 of them. And they were very good. And I don't cut much off of my tomatoes bushes. Not yet. This is Juliet. It's bigger than, it's considered a cherry. It's bigger than a cherry, but smaller than a Roma. And the texture of a Roma. And they dry really good. I do oven drying, not sun drying. Really nice. And then I freeze them. Some purple basil, I think that's opal. More celery, kale, kohlrabi, beets. Little lettuce left here. Peppers. My peppers are green bells, red bells, yellow bell, poblano, jalapeno, cayenne. And they'll come at different intervals because some of them aren't too big. The ones down in the bog are doing better, I think. And flowers, all planted intermittently throughout the raised veggie beds. All my lavender, which I haven't had time to pick. We like the poblano quite a bit. There's one I planted was Carmen, so I'm anxious to taste that. Someone said it was good, one of you I follow, and so I planted it this year. More flowers in here, and then a row of holy basil. I do dry that, and I do have the tea daily. Sage. Greek oregano. Peppermint. The onion is red wing over here. Over in the other garden it is LASAGNA. More beets. I just harvested my sweet marjoram. And then I'm trying, never have grown, watermelon. This one is recommended for Wisconsin because we have short growing season, and it's sugar baby. I have 4 plants in here, thinking that one of them was going to die, so it might be a bit crowded. My sugar snap peas are ending, but I want to harvest some seeds, so I let them up. And then behind them are my cucumbers and some basil. Chamomile. More opal basil. More dill. I make fermented pickles, and I still have some left from last September, I think. And they're still quite crisp. So these cucumbers are market more. And they're doing okay now, but as you all know, we can get that yucky cucumber beetle. And he makes a mess of the leaves. Little cucumbers, I'd say I have about 10 on here, on these 3 plants. More dill, more basil. Thyme, creeping thyme. Spearmint for my mojito. Saturday night mojitos. My limit is 2. And then my pollinators over here. So lovely. Yes, I leave Queen Anne's lace grow in my garden. Good pollinator again. And then another clump of comfrey. Over here I plant it by both the veggie gardens because it's easier to mulch with it then or make tea, comfrey tea. But I will be harvesting some of this here that goes to flower. I did it once already. That's when it's most beneficial. Like right now, I could pick this and fill a jar with the fresh leaves, which I leave wilt for about 8 hours. And then I pack the jar with it. Add olive oil, put the cap on loosely, put a plate under it, and it might leak or overflow. Make sure you cover all of the plant with the olive oil. And then the exit to the veggie garden is another part of my gazebo with the scarlet runner bean on it. And my bicycle or tricycle when I was a little girl. None of my kids wanted it. My kids drove it. My grandkids rode it. And a lot of friends' kids and cousins rode it. So now it's a sculpture and planter for me in my garden. Well, thank you for walking the garden with me. Nothing really different from what you're all growing, just maybe a few different techniques. But I do suggest if you want an ornamental vine that has pretty bright flowers and is edible, try the scarlet runner bean. Nice choice. Thank you for watching, friends. Check out my website, www.larksperennials.com, and join. I'd like to chat with you, not just videos. Bye-bye.